I think yesterday we talked about, the language and context, and we talked about the listening section. Today we are going to continue with the conversation on page 59. Look at your books on page 59. Now here, before we start, just to revise you with the goals of our lesson here, the last three. Then to answer the comprehension questions about the conversation. Yesterday also we revised you with the past perfect, and we talked about the listening. We listened to two strange events and we complete the chart together. Okay. Now look at your box, or look at the screen here. Now here we are going to talk about the conversation. The conversation is between two, Samir and the Greg. Now before we start, just look at the idea or some ideas about the picture. Where are they? What can you see in this picture?
In a park.
Yes, they are in the park. Now, what do you think, what happened?
A meteorite landed.
Maybe a meteorite, something, strange. Look at the picture. Maybe it's a meteorite, maybe, space shuttle, maybe, part of a satellite, etc. But you think, is it man-made or what? Is it man-made, Asaf?
No, it might be from outer space.
Good, maybe we don't know. So you realize here, the object is Adnan.
Yes, mister. What was the question?
What do you think the people are? Are they happy, for example?
They're confused.
Yes, confused, surprised, feared, because this is a weird thing which fell down into the park. Okay, now we are going to listen, then we will ask you the question. Just we want to share the audio. Okay, listen.
Page 59. 8. Conversation.
Excuse me, what's going on?
When I got to the park, a crowd had already gathered around that weird thing over there.
Gee, I wonder what it is.
Beats me. It must have fallen from the sky. Do you have any idea what it might be?
Whatever it is, it's man-made. It looks like part of a satellite to me.
Or it might be the remains of a weather balloon.
No, it can't be. I've seen weather balloons before, and that's not the type of equipment they have.
You see those lights flashing? And there's a humming sound coming from it. It must be a communications satellite.
Or maybe one of...
One. Yeah, we'd better call the police.
Yes.
2. It might be a time bomb. Let's get out of here.
Have you heard it? If there is no audio, tell me, okay? Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. We
Okay,
hear you.
listen again.
Yes.
Page 59. 8. Conversation.
Excuse me, what's going on?
When I got to the park, a crowd had already gathered around that weird thing over there.
Gee, I wonder what it is.
Beats me. It must have fallen from the sky. Do you have any idea what it might be?
Whatever it is, it's man-made. It looks like part of a satellite to me.
Or it might be the remains of a weather balloon.
No, it can't be. I've seen weather balloons before, and that's not the type of equipment they have.
You see those lights flashing? And there's a humming sound coming from it. It must be a communications satellite.
Or maybe one of those UFOs. You never know.
Okay.
Your ending. What does Greg say?
1. Yeah, we'd better call the police. 2. It might be a time bomb. Let's get out of here. 3. I'm going to stick around to see what happens. 4. Your idea.
Okay, now who do you see? A lot of people what? Gathered around something what? Weird thing. Look at the second question. Anwar, read the question.
Okay.
Where are they?
Where are they? They're in a park.
Yes, they are in the park. Now, does know Greg before? Does Samir know Greg before? Huh. What do you think
No.
according to the conversation? Diya?
No, they are both strangers, don't know each other.
Yes, good. Because here he started with, excuse me. So he doesn't know him before. No, he doesn't. What had happened in the park? What had happened? Adnan.
A strange object fell from the sky.
Good. Here in the park, a lot of people gathered. Crowd had already gathered around something which is what? Weird. Good. Now, the speculation or the prediction or, the guessing, people try, or here the two, men try to what? Speculate. What? A weather balloon. Who can read? Speculation. Asaf. Yes, Asaf.
Weather balloon?
Yes, read
It's
here.
a balloon that
It's a
you
balloon.
send to the sky for giving information about the weather.
Good. Some people will, speculate that it is what? A weather balloon, which they send to the sky for, collecting information about the weather. Yes. Others says that what?
That it's a time bomb.
Maybe this is the ending. Others says that it is what? A part of a satellite. But we need to read. Who wants to read?
Can I read?
Can I read?
Yes, Diya and Adnan. Diya and Adnan.
I will start.
Yes, start.
Excuse me, what's going on?
When I got to the park, a crowd had already gathered around that weird thing over there.
Gee, I wonder what it is.
Beats me. It must have fallen from the sky. Do you have an idea what it might be?
Whatever it is, it's man-made. It looks like part of a satellite to me.
Or it might be the remains of a weather balloon.
No, it can't be. I have seen weather balloons before, and that's not the type of equipment they have.
You see those light flashing, and there's a humming sound coming from it. It must be a communication satellite.
Or maybe one of those UFOs. You never know.
Good. Who wants to read again?
Can I read?
Yes, Anwar. Anwar and Asaf. Anwar and Asaf.
Okay, I will start.
Asaf, are
Excuse
you here?
Yes, yes, mister.
Okay. Yeah, let's start. Anwar.
Okay, excuse me, what's going on?
When I got to the park, a crowd had already gathered around that weird thing over there.
Gee, I wonder what it is.
Beats me. It must have fallen from the sky. Do you have any idea what it might be?
Whatever it is, it's man-made. It looks like part of the satellite to me.
Or it might be the remains of a weather balloon.
It can't be. I have seen weather balloons before, and that's not the type of equipment they have.
You see those lights flashing, and there's a humming sound coming from it. It must be a communication satellite.
Maybe one of those UFOs. You never know.
Yes.
It's done.
Okay. Now let's move to the real talk. Who can read? Hamza? Are you here, Hamza?
Yes, teacher, I'm here.
Read the real talk phrases. Excuse me.
Real talk. Excuse me. A way to start a conversation with a stranger.
Good. This is a way. Excuse me if you want to start a conversation with a stranger. G.
An
Who wants to read the
explanation.
second?
Oh.
Yes, Dia. Read the second G. Exclamation.
An exclamation to express surprise.
Good. Adnan, the next.
Beats me, I have no idea.
Good. Beats me, I have no idea. You never know. Yes, Nurdin. Or Ahmed Al-Hurani.
Yes, mister.
Read the last phrase.
Okay, you never know. Anything is possible.
Good. You never know means anything is possible. You never know anything is possible. Now here we will use them in sentences. Look at the first one. Excuse me, what's wrong? What's going on? So if you want to ask someone strange for you and you want to talk with him, we can start with excuse me. Gee, that looks like fun. Beats me, it must be a call for you. Beats me. I don't know. I have no idea. You never know. He might change his mind. Everything or anything is possible. You never know. He might change his mind. Okay. Now let's move to the questions. Who can read the first question about the conversation? Ali Ghidan, are you here? Ali Shurman.
Yes, I'm here, Mr.
Yes, read the first question, please.
What had happened before Greg got to the park?
A crowd had gathered around what?
A weird object.
A weird object or a strange object. Good. What had happened before Greg got to the park? A lot of people, gathered around, weird object. The second question, who can read?
Okay.
Amir, are you here, Amir? Isa.
Yes, Mr. I'm here.
Okay, please. Amir, read the second question.
Muhammad, yes.
Yes, Amir. Read the second
What
question.
does Samer think the object could be? It could be
Yes,
a remain of
part, what? A part of, a satellite. Good.
a satellite.
He thinks that, yes, he thinks that, the object is what? A part of a satellite. Part of a satellite. Good. Next, who can read the third question?
Can I read?
Let me choose Mustafa Alloush. Faisal Riyahi.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Mustafa, read the third question, please.
Okay. What does Greg think it might be?
Good. What does Greg think it might be? He, at the beginning, he thought it might be a weather balloon, but later he changed his mind and, said that it must be a communication satellite. Okay. Read it again, please.
At first, Greg thought it might be weather balloon, but then he changed his mind and thought
he changed his mind.
Thought it must a communication
satellite. Good. Here there is no S. Okay. Must be a communication satellite.
Communication satellite. Okay.
It's about the questions about the conversation. Okay. Now go to your workbook, please, on page 38, I think. Go to your workbook on page 38. One minute just to share the screen. Okay, I think it is clear now.
Yes.
Now here we are going to write sentences for each picture. Use the simple past and the past perfect in each sentence. Write a sentence for each picture. Use the simple past and the past perfect in each sentence. Look at the example. If you remember when we talked about the past perfect, we said, past perfect is used with another action. Two actions happened in the past. One of them happened before the other. The action which happened before or first must take, the past perfect form. Then we use the past simple. And, both of them happened in the past. Look at the example. He be late for the bus because he sleep until 8:30. Here we have two actions, being late and, sleeping late. He was late for the bus because he had slept until 8:30. First, he had slept, then he was late or he became late. Number one.
Can I do it?
Can I solve?
Yes, Anwar.
I can.
Anwar.
Carl and John had looked for the keys in the living room, but their little brother took them to the bedroom.
Carl and John
had looked in the living room for the keys, but their little brother took them into the bedroom.
Good, maybe. And we can, change the tenses. Carl and John looked in the living room for the keys. But their little brother had taken them first into the bedroom. Carl and John looked in the living room for the keys, but their little brother had taken them into the bedroom. Number 2.
Can I?
start.
Yes, who?
مالك.
مالك، يلا يا مالك.
الجرامر يصير لا بالنقطة الأولى.
Number 2.
Had
When
taken.
the game come on
Okay.
TV.
We the football game come on TV. They hadn't cleaned up yet from the
Good,
party.
from the party. Here we have also we have 2 actions. When the football game came on TV, they hadn't cleaned up yet from the party. Number 3.
Can I solve?
Yes.
Okay. It started to rain, but Karen had left her umbrella at home.
Good. First, she had left her umbrella, then it started to rain. So it started to rain, but Karen had left her umbrella at home. Zain, number 4.
They didn't take any photos on their vacation because they had forgot their camera. They had forgotten their camera.
Thank you very much. Here we have 2 actions. One happened before the other. They didn't take any photos. Why? Because, first they had forgotten their camera. They didn't take any photos in their vacation because they had forgotten their camera. Number 5.
Can I solve?
Yes.
Okay. He fell asleep while studying because he had stayed up late every night this weekend. Or this week.
Good. He fell asleep while studying because he had stayed up late every night this week. Okay, try to picture, the screen or write them quickly. Okay, move to the next exercise. Complete the story. Use the simple past or the past perfect form of the verbs in parentheses.
Can I solve number 1?
Yes, Adnan.
Okay. Last month, I went to the different art museums in the city.
Good. Last month, I went to the different, art museums in the city. Good. Who can continue?
I can too.
Yes. Yes, yeah.
مالك. Had never been
good. Too
to
many
museums before last month.
Good. Never is used with past perfect. I had never been to many museums before last month. Next, you probably, Zain. Yes, Zain, number 3.
You probably saw some really famous paintings and pieces of art.
Thank you. You probably saw some really famous paintings and, pieces of art.
Can I
Next. Yes.
Okay, I did, but there was one piece of art that I had never seen before.
Good. I had never seen before. I did.
Can I continue?
Yes. Anwar.
Was it in the Nuevo Art Museum?
Was good. Was it in, Novaya Art Museum? Yes. Oh, sorry. I read the next. Yes.
Can I?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. How?
Yes. How did you know?
Good. How did you know? Next. Yes, Adnan.
Yes, Mr. Number?
Yeah. Number 8.
Number 8. Was it a tall silver tree?
Good. Was it a tall silver tree? Well, I think so. And the artist what now? Ali Shurman.
And the artist had hung clothes on the branches, on all the branches.
Good.
Had hung.
Yes. Yes, good. And the artist had hung clothes on all the branches. Yes, the artist also. Yes, Malik.
Yes, the artist also had flicked.
Yes,
Uh,
had
a
placed a big
Yes.
clock in the middle of the tree. Had placed a big clock in the middle of the tree. Next.
Can I answer? Teacher?
يلا يا نور الدين.
Right. The artist put the tree on a DVD player too.
God had put the tree on a DVD player. Ahmed Hurani, number 12.
Yes, mister. 12. I think you definitely saw the same piece of art.
Good. Can you believe it? Was in a museum.
Can you repeat? It was in a museum. Yes.
Thank you. The next. Zain, read the next. 14.
Really? I didn't like it at all.
Good. The artist has no talent. I cannot even remember his name. Can you? Oh, yes, he's my uncle. Now we need two of you to read the conversation. Then we will stop.
Can I?
Adnan and Ali Shurman. Adnan and Ali. Yes.
Okay, I'll start.
Read the conversation.
Who will start?
Okay. I'll start.
Adnan, start.
Okay. Last month, I went to the different art museums in the city. I had never been to many museums before last month.
You probably saw some really famous paintings and pieces of art.
I did, but there was one piece of art that I had never seen before.
Was it the New View Art Museum?
Yes, how did you know?
Was it a tall silver tree?
I think so.
And the artist had hung clothes on all the branches.
Yes, the artist also had placed a big clock in the middle of the tree.
Right, the artist had put the tree on a DVD player too.
I think you definitely saw the same piece of art. Can you believe it was in a museum?
Oh, absolutely. The artist had so much talent. I'm a huge fan of this.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. The artist has no talent. I can't even remember his name. Can you?
Oh yes, he's my uncle.
Good. Okay. So this is about, the exercise C. Picture it.